All right, hello everyone. So let's take a look at the market again today. Now today is Wednesday, and remember on Wednesday we've got swing days for a few stuff, so you're going to have to be mindful on that one. All right. Now this is gold. Let's start with gold as usual. Now remember on Monday we had a swing day. That's your Monday. Market came down on Tuesday into the day, into the weekly pivot, and then went all the way back up. And we talked about it here. Remember I said also, if at swing hours, if the market breaks out and then you have a pullback, you can go long. If you've learned technical analysis from me, you could have measured that by mirroring it, so it's no big deal. And I talked about this zone as well because of a slight gap here, not a major gap, okay, but at the end of the day it did fill that in. Okay, it was this gap here. Okay, not this one. No, well, there's still a gap here. All right, just a small one, but what did it fill today? Because there was a gap maybe on a 5-minute time frame here. Okay, never mind, but that's still relevant for us. Okay, so I'm going to put that in there. So now the market's come back here. As you can see, we've closed above that line. It swept the stops here. So it's a bit tricky, okay? Just a small sweep, not a major one as well. So two things can happen here, all right? Monday, Wednesday, okay? So market is doing a retest, as you can see here as well. It's sweeping the stops. It swept the stops, closed under it, big sell-off, and it's telling us we could sell off. Okay, now it hasn't broken down and closed underneath this level, but as you can see, this is still a big sell-off in Asia. Now London hasn't opened yet. If this low remains as it is, if this low remains as it is, if it doesn't get breached, okay, then if the market comes back into this zone or slightly higher, the market may sell again. There's a gap here, and definitely a gap it needs to fill here at 61, but I'm thinking if it wants to come back, let's do an hour chart here. Okay, as you can see, it's all down. All right, so a bit of a pullback, okay, into this zone here, this 2517, which is going to be your daily pivot, is, you know, doable, logical. So if they sell, it's going to be here or after a gap closure here. I'm going to put this back into the 15-minute chart. So that's how you can treat today, because it's a swing day and they've been pushing it. So pullback is going to give us an excuse to sell as well, because heavy selling has been happening. Okay, but just be mindful, it hasn't broken above, closed above that. It hasn't broken below and closed below that. Okay, so both ends are open. Okay, they've just swept stops, so it's going to be a battle here. They're really going to battle it out, so be mindful, trade at the right time at the right price, as I always say. Okay, let's take a look, and today, as you know, we've got no news today. Okay, so if I take a look at the market this week, Wednesday, okay, nothing. All right, so we've got news coming tomorrow on the 29th and Friday. All right, so that's that. So let's take a look at the euro dollar. Now with the euro dollar as well, you know, Tuesday, Wednesday was a swing day, right? That's your Tuesday, Wednesday. Market goes up, and Wednesday selling off. Okay, Monday they also sold off, but you can see Wednesday today, okay, it's really engulfing everything. Okay, so selling this looks like a better option. If the market goes up, do sell. Okay, this is your 15-minute chart here, as you can see. So if the market brings us back up, I'm just going to get rid of this. As you can see, this is all broken. We should go above that. So if you want to sell at the Astro hour, you're going to have to be in this zone somewhere. Okay, this is going to be your zone here, and you're going to have to mind the gap. Okay, for sudden moves, it's going to be gapping. All right, so if that's the case, you can sell forward down. There's room to come down here, as you can see, so selling it if the market comes up is a good idea. Now here there's this zone, they should go above this. Okay, I'll tell you why. Just not just because of the gaps, but it's the first zone, and this is where they'll want to stop hunt. All right, so you need to be, if you want to sell, there are really two locations, like 1, 2 here. Okay, but here this should be breached. So if the price comes up here, expect a sweep or a breach of some kind, or an entry into here at swing hours to sell off. Okay, otherwise I don't see any reason to. Your first target, if you're gonna buy, is there. Okay, because that's it. See, this is a nice breakdown, so pullback is good. If you also stick a Fibonacci up there, okay, that's your 38 zone. So coming up into this zone or your 25 zone is a better option for selling off. Okay, if I was to take it from there is also possible, which caused the first breakout. Again, 38 needs to be just above 38. Okay, this looks more logical to me. All right, and like I said, mind the gap. So you got to match price and time as well with this. All right, other than that, it's all good. We should pull back at least into here. All right, so it should like come back down. It should break that, and then we should have second leg of buyers coming in here, and finally down here. All right, and that's how we can treat that one. That's the euro dollar. Now let's take a look at the indices. Now remember, with the indices as well, we said Monday is a swing day. That's your Monday. Wednesday is also a swing day. So selling again the high is not a bad idea. Let's get rid of this. Okay, remember I said this is your sell zone. Let's get rid of this. Okay, so selling again from here. Monday was a sell day. Wednesday again today is a swing day for the indices. Okay, with Nasdaq you're going to have to look out for tomorrow as well. Okay, because it's got an additional day, as you know. So here we could have a shorting day. Okay, if it does continue for a few days, let's say a day or two, it should at least, well, if it's going to continue for a few days, it should come down to here. All right, so this is like a nice wedge, okay, which needs to break. All right, now US 30, same kind of thing. Monday was a swing day. Tuesday didn't make any higher, so this zone is still looking okay to sell. Why have I got two dailies? Let's get rid of this one. So in the New York session, you're going to have to look out for the New York session. A good time, it could be pre-New York sessions, not a bad idea if you want to trade it off. And that would be, I'd say probably on this bar somewhere here. Okay, so market might make a slight higher high, sweep, okay, and then the hours you want to look out for before New York opens up is going to be really 2 to 250 is good. That's 3 o'clock there, between 2 and 3. All right, so it's a 1 hour chart there. Okay, if I turn this into a 15-minute chart, let's push it in. There we are. Okay, let's see if there's anything to worry about here. Yep, this is where you want to end up, and this is where you want to, this is the zone you want to trade in. So you can wait for those hours, and if the market gets into those hours, you can sell from there. All right, I think that's just the way to go on the indices. Let's take a look at NASDAQ. Same kind of thing. Remember, Monday, swing day, boom, market falls down. Today is wish-washy Wednesday. Now, it's a little tricky on this one because Wednesday we're down. Okay, so if we end up somewhere up, there's a bit of a gap here, as you can see again, and even highs. Okay, so maybe a sweep, dip in and then sell off. So this is a little bit more tricky. So I'd wait and not muck around with it too much. If you want to sell, you can do it at the highs here. Okay, the highs of Monday are okay, which is 26. Well, so either around here or the high of the previous week. If you want to sell it off, don't sell at the lows. As you can see, the other indices are looking a little bit better than this one. Okay, so do the selling at the highs if you're going to do it. Like I said, NASDAQ is not as good as the SP 500 and the US 30 Dow Jones setups. Bitcoin, now I said we've got room to come down here, and we certainly did come down. Okay, this was the zone. I said if you would be interested in buying, this would be the minimal, this would be the first place if you're going to do intraday trading. But if you're going to buy and hold, I did say there's room to come down. Why? Because we've got an impulse A, B, C down. So this should ultimately break. Okay, as you can see, right? So hopefully it will, and if the indices are also at highs, they should be falling off. So if they do fall off, okay, if they do fall off, it should come back into here. We should probably break below that low. Okay, we should probably break below that low if that's going to happen. And if you put this there, yeah, we might come down into this zone. All right, so at least into there, and possibly below too, because of the gaps there. So we'll see how deep the indices fall as well, because if the indices fall, this will fall down a little bit more as well. All right, so we'll take it from there. If you want to trade this, then you can go to the hourly. Wait for the market to come back up into this zone, sell it off here. Okay, and that's how you can do that. All right, just going back up to sell off. This will be your zone at Astro hours. Don't sell on the lows, obviously. Okay, because you're right at the bottom of the flag. So a bit of a pull up to sell down is a better option. If you want to use a good buy kiss, yeah, it's still going to be around that zone there. Okay, this is going to be your zone. That's your good buy kiss. If it pulls back up, you can. All right, if it doesn't pull up and keeps pushing down, obviously you can see that there's room to go down. So they're probably going to push it where they can buy it again, and that might probably be, like I said, this zone. You'll have to extend that into here. But with the gaps here, I'd say we'd probably break if it's going to go down. All right, hope that helps. There you go. Good trading. Happy trading to everyone.